How do I quit my job? A. Just call M and quit. But you won't be able to use them as a reference. I've worked retail for 10 plus years and have seen every form of quitting. You mean nothing to these jobs and will be replaced in 2 seconds. I've worked with people who literally have just walked off halfway through their shift. I know of some people who walk out after just their orientation. Some people don't even show up for the orientation. Retail is a revolving door. Long-term employees are used to it and don't care. I would tell your boss tomorrow that you are putting in a 3-week notice and that your final day will be January 6th. Get him and your coworkers through the holidays and try to leave on a good note so you can maybe keep them as a reference. But you are 20 and it's doubtful any future jobs will give a about your tenure at sporting goods, so you could just quit today and say you aren't coming in for your next shift and just don't list this job on your resume. You really can't this up. But it does involve a direct conversion with your boss. But don't worry, he's dealt with it before. Just be polite. Even thank him for your time there. You win nothing by being on your way out. I guess it depends on what you want to get out of that job. If you want them to put on your resume and want the experience of how to quit a job the right way, or maybe use previous co-workers and managers for networking or so, then do it the right way like everyone else is saying. If you've been there for like 2 weeks and don't feel like going though all that bullshit, don't care about, off a few old co-workers you'll never see again, and don't need anything from them anymore, then just stop showing up. Why purposely put yourself in an uncomfortable situation? It's a BS minimum wage job. Minimum wage jobs are a dime a dozen. Not like the new job is going to care if you don't have any work history. They take anyone. What life skills are rarely taught, but extremely useful? How to use debt to your advantage without getting sucked in. My parents always taught me to be debt averse and pay it off every month. Which is great. But I never learned how you can sometimes make more money by using debt smartly than by paying cash. Cooking. How companies actually work / how to start a business, though I have heard this is becoming part of the common curriculum in recent years. My only ed education was a terrifying animation video that taught me 2 things, sperm is nasty and girls hate it. I think there are many that would be useful. Definitely financial planning. But the lack of trade skills being taught or at least introduced is short-sighted. When I say trade I mean carpentry / electrical / plumbing etc. Gardening. Mechanic in at least the basics or introduction. Doesn't mean it has to become a career, but the technological reliant nature of things is getting absurd and worse every day. Most of this country would perish within a few years if we were forced to become self-sufficient overnight. People should learn to do things for themselves. Teach someone a trade, and even if they become an office worker or corporate employee, they will always have something to fall back on. Outdoor survival. How to build a shelter. A fire. Sterilize your water. Cook over a fire. Which wild plants are edible versus poisonous. Store food safely. Tracking and scat recognition. Snaring. Shooting. And fishing. How to protect yourself from extreme weather. Most people living in a rural setting probably already know how to do those things. But when I grew up in a city I had to literally go take a class on a mountain, and then years later move to the mountains, to learn to do it. What are you currently doing to get over your ex? I'm going to the gym and doing our / getting bigger, also trying to find a new GF. Paying my lawyer $500 a month. I was over her like 12 years ago. A new girl. I married my wife. So I moved on. Back to working out. Found out last night my ex is seeing someone new. Knew it would happen, but I wished I had more time. Trying to get away from the feelings of being easily replaced. Finding FWB is a good strategy. I slept with your mother. I've only had one that truly scarred me. Now it's just crippling loneliness. Hobbies. Just stuff to not think about her. Nothing. It's been long enough that there isn't anything to get over at this point. And being in a good relationship with my current partner certainly helps remind me why I'm not with past ones. Time. Never goes away, but definitely have been giving much less of as the years go on. Nicotine. Valium. Vicodin. Marijuana. Ecstasy and alcohol. And CCC cocaine. My who now? Exes are usually exes for a reason. Roll right on. Carrot. Did you know crack and black roast coffee, rum and a root beer are probably one of the best combo drinks ever? To be perfectly honest, I'm looking for an escort. Online dating apps have showed me that I'm not desirable enough for the majority of women in my area. And I'm also way too shy and a coward to go out and just start randomly talking to women, hoping that they'll actually like me or not. I know it won't make me happy. But I like, and I feel like 3 years without is already taking its toll on me. Who is your favorite movie villain of all time? Darth Vader. He's so intimidating. And has so many iconic moments. Walking into the Tantive E4 and picking that guy up by his throat. Dueling Obi-Wan Kenobi. Blocking Han Solo's laser shots with his hand and telepathically disarming him. Wiping the floor with Luke in a duel. Telling Luke he's his father. Probably Renee Belloc from Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's witty, intelligent, and genuinely a match for Indy, possibly even more talented. But ultimately undone by his own hubris. Also, while it's arguably in the realm of fan theory, there are a lot of little hints that Belloc has a big secret and he's only manipulating them, so he can get the Ark to use against them. Which actually makes him a lot more interesting. And more of an anti-villain than straight antagonist. Dr. Belloc may secretly be Jewish. Which completely changes the situation. Less than. Lex Luthor from Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. I didn't like that movie very much for various reasons, Marta for example, but Lex Luthor played by Jesse Eisenberg really entertained me and I liked it. I can't think of another for now. I don't know, but I can't stop thinking about Gollum and Quat. What if he's considered attractive? Even to the elves. Just because everything in Middle-earth considers longevity attractive and is ugly? Baron Zemo from Captain America Civil War. The Avengers in a team of super beings that the world has grown to love in the past decade or so. Marvel is a huge company. These Avengers took down gods. The only man to ever win in a fight against the Avengers was a human. Baron Zemo. He took them down from the inside.